Welcome back, everyone, to the Six Hockey Studios as we get ready for Game 2 of the GTHL playoffs, first round between the North York Rangers and the Toronto Marlboros. The Marlboros took a nail-biter in Game 1. What's it going to take for the Rangers to respond tonight, Jordan?
Well, we're going to need the likes of Gianfranco or Zella, one of their top players, to really step it up. This is sort of a one-line team. Jacob Shu is another player as well that can really dominate as well. They got them on separate lines. I want to see what they can do, really. Because this was a close Game 1. I think it could be close in Game 2.
Well, the Marlboros, obviously the favorite. They're trying to keep this from being a close game. How can they dominate the Rangers in this second game and kind of take a stranglehold on the series?
Or I think you have to watch out for number 16, William Moore. He's the type of player that can just go up from the defensive end all the way onto the counterattack in an instant. And they just have depth in terms of someone like a Lev Katzen as well. Their blue line can really activate in terms of someone like a Luke Trajuska. So I think everybody knows their role, and they'll be ready to commit to it.
And in goal, obviously, playoff time, goaltending is absolutely essential. Both teams, we're not sure who the goaltender is going to be yet. Blake Sloan, Noah Gleek, who's going to get the start. It was Gleek in Game 1, and he was solid.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see both teams perhaps make a goaltending switch because they did this play last night. This is a back-to-back scenario. Both these teams are comfortable and both of their netminders, so I would not be surprised, especially with Blake Sloan going to net for these Rangers.
Well, Game 2 coming up next, and it should be an absolute barn burner. Stay with us.
Good evening, everyone, from Victoria Village. I'm Jordan Jacklin, joined alongside Jaden Ho as we tee up Game 2 between the Toronto Marlboros and the North York Rangers. In this first round playoff series, both teams skating onto center ice, Marlies with the 1-0 lead in the series, and we are underway in the neutral zone now with the Rangers flopping it over, but it's Sebastian Delalce now of the Marlies skating it up the ice. A pass there off the stick of Moore, but it trickles back over the red line. With it there now the other way was Delzato putting it on goal, but it was stopped by DaCosta. William Moore now on the far side, bringing it in, and here's Moore with it, as it's still down low. Here is Jadruska now putting it on goal, and the whistle blows.
Net knocked off there, but good start from the Marlboros here. They get pucks to the net, and they create chances. That wraparound try just about worked and found its way past Noah Gleek, but he stands tall, and now the Marlboros will have to reset.
Matthias Starkline on the ice. Here's a shot from Gabe Smith, just missing the net and going up into the mesh.
Marley's trying to get traffic to the net here and put pucks on goal to try and get something to bounce off a body and go through, and they want to take advantage early of their pressure here.
Stark prepared for the one-time option. He gets it back, and it was gloved down by Blake Sloan.
Well, a busy start here for Blake Sloan in goal for the North York Rangers as the Marlboros push hard to try and take an early lead as they look to take a 2-0 lead in the series.
Trying to win that back, but it just falls short of Stark, and it appears we're going to have another stoppage of play with changing bodies on the ice.
Lots of whistles so far in this period as that puck bounced over the glass. And so we'll reset once again. So for these players, haven't really gotten to get to a rhythm yet with a bunch of whistles to start off the game, so we'll see how quickly they can settle things down.
Lane will send that around for Katzen as he's in deep. Down low with it there as they turn away with it. Here's Katzen now trying to send it in front of the net. But it was blocked in front. Still loose for Lane. Shot by Smith. There's a rebound in front of the net. Still it's loose. And it's blocked by Blake Sloan in front. But the cycle continues, and it just trickles over the blue line. And Smith is back with it. Marley's really hammering on the forecheck now, but just can't seem to finish it off early on. Here is Smith with a burst of speed as he activates into the zone in front of the net. Poking away, and it's still loose in front by Joe, and he scores! It's Jason Joe opening the scoring for Toronto.
And just some chaos in the crease. That's what the Marlboros have been trying to do for the first couple minutes of this game, and it works here. Put bodies in front of the net, get pucks to the goal, and they find the rebound there, jam away at it a few times before Jason Joe is able to shovel it home to make this a 1-0 game early for the Marlies.
And going after that face-off there was Lane. Another chance off the face-off by Cotterin. A rush opportunity for Toronto. Back now with it there as they regain possession and send it back in. Back with it there is Matthew Kleidel getting hammered along the boards. It's kept in there by Delalce, trying to feed that in front for Drennan, but just too loose and goes over his stick. It's still in the Rangers' end now as they force it back into the neutral zone. Turning away with it was Turnbull now as he'll send it up the ice. Trying to get to that was Rakowski, but it'll be sent in deep by the Rangers and no icing on the play. Here is Toronto now with it. Kieran Witowski off. Trying to feed that back for Drennan, and they still got it. And yeah, there was a delayed offside call on the play.
I think the puck bounced out of play here, as we'll come back into the Rangers zone.
And another offensive zone faceoff for Toronto, really building up zone time early on in this game, Jaden.
Yeah, the Marlboros have done a great job so far in this game, just holding the puck in the zone, making the Rangers defenders skate for it. It's always more exhausting when you're on defense.
And here's William Moore in front, score! It is Matthias Stark sprawling in front of the net off the feed from Moore, and the Marlies lead by 2.
Great rush there, all the way up the ice on the 2-on-1, and just a beautiful pass out front for Matthias Stark, who makes no mistake. Backhand to forehand, he buries it to make it 2-0, and the Marlies are all over North York to start this game off.
We are only 2:34 into this first period, and the Marlies have made a statement. It was a close game 1, but they've really come hungry in game 2 to set a tone, and not just this game, but the remainder of this series. Back down low with it now is Drajewska. Was forced back by the forechecking of North York, but he'll send it up the ice. Trying to feed it for Stark there, but it comes loose, and they regain possession. Here is Stark with it now, sending it up for Katzen, trying to get it on goal, and it's gloved down by Sloan.
And that's an important save for Sloan to make there, to try and build his confidence back up after a couple goals in the opening few minutes. Just to make those saves and try to string a few stops together will be important for him as the Rangers try and come back in this game.
William Moore taking the face off. And here's Aiden Lane with it. Going into the half wall now, trying to feed that back in front. The player was tied up, but it's Delalce keeping it in as he held the blue line. Back down low, Lane in front. Can't get a stick on it. Joe off the half wall now, trying to pick it up, and he does. Scrambling for options there. He was forced back, but regains possession. Cutting to the middle of the ice and unable to feed it for Moore, and Delalce is back. Bank pass off the board now finds Moore. Here is Moore with it. Trying to feed that through to Joe, but it was picked off by Kleidel. It's a 3-on-2 chance for North York. Matthew Kleidel! And they get to it again, and it is an offside.
Also goes here out at center, so we'll reset, but the Rangers just trying to get things going on the rush offensively, but now they're going to get a chance to get things going offensively with a power play chance, so this will be huge for North York if they can take advantage.
And let's ultimately see what's going to happen here. Ali Mustafa, one of their key contributors, a part of this first unit. And it's the Marlies winning it back and all the way down to the other end. Okavita has it now, and they'll send it over for the cross-seam feed. They'll just try to enter the zone and regain formation with a burst of speed now. And going to the net is Rosella. The puck is down low now for Okavita, who's forced back. He'll send the puck then down low. Going after it there now is Mustafa. Mustafa below the net. Will send it down. It's a feed in front, and Mustafa was loose, but it's gloved down by DaCosta. Or rather, it's Jaden Nelson.
Well, a good save there by Nelson to make that stop through the traffic, finding it and hanging on, and no rebound there with Mustafa all over the net front there.
And the Marlies are able to clear the zone, but Okavita got a hand on it, so it remains in the neutral ice, and they just try to scramble away for it, get it back, and player goes down hard there at the red line, and a whistle's blown.
We might be seeing another call here. It was a Ranger taken down hard, and it does look like the Marlies will be sending another player to the box. So a 5-on-3 opportunity for the Rangers here, and this is huge. They fell behind early in this game, but this is a great opportunity for them to try and get back into it and mount a comeback here in the first.
It'll be 1 minute and 7 seconds of 5-on-3 action. And for North York, trailing by 2, they have a chance now to get themselves back into this game, but they'll have to be careful. Short-handed opportunity. Lev Katzen, known for his speed, forces Brady Charkey back. It'll be Charkey now beginning the rush, and he'll send it up the ice. Here's Okavita now looking for options. He'll send it back over to Machode. And a cross-seam feed for Mustafa trying to put it on net. He'll be forced back. With it is Pallone. Down low, trying to find Rosella, but it's the Marlies now with a burst of speed. Back the other way, it's Katzen! Off the pad of Salone. And it goes back out. Just over 20 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. And they try to reset with changing bodies in front of them. To cross-seam pass now the other way. But nobody at the blue line to assist. But here's a chance now with it. Here's Abu Marie. Back over. Far side shot. There's a rebound in front. Scrambling away for it. And the puck trickles down low. And the Marlies are able to clear it past the red line. One last chance now as they get a 5-on-4. And it appears we're going to have another penalty called. The ref's arm up in the air. And we did see goaltender Blake Salone head to the penalty box. So let's see what's happening here. Or head to the bench, rather. And let's see if there's any penalties coming or if we will remain. And yes, there is a Marley heading to the penalty box.
And so for the Rangers, the opportunities just keep appearing for them as they try and get back into this game. But they need to capitalize at some point. They got to find a way to beat Jaden Nelson and get back into this hockey game.
Here's Nasser Abu, or rather he switches with Kleidel for the draw, and it's won back by the Marlboros again, who have been key at winning these face-offs in all ends of the ice. With it, there's Paylone sending it back. Here's Wang with the shot. And that was gloved down once again by Nelson.
That's good shot selection there from Wang. He's just trying to get that one through the traffic on net, and he does. But Jaden Nelson, with that vision of his, just makes the top-notch save on the penalty kill.
Simon Wang with a nifty move, and it's bodied down by Salone.
Well, Wang showing he's not afraid to fire the puck there a couple of times on the power play. He gets it on goal and makes Nelson make a stop. So you know the Marlies are going to be locked in on Wang now, and they'll see if the Rangers can find some space because of that.
Simon Wang doesn't mind drawing attention to himself, and it allows his teammates to get open in the process. With it, there was Abu Marie back over to Wang, and it was picked in front there by Witkowski, and he'll force it all the way back. So Wang will have to regroup. Flubs a pass there at his own blue line, so he'll send a cross-seam feed the other way for Abu Marie. They gain the entry now and will battle for it along the half wall. Regaining possession. Quick shot there from the slot. And they bring it back, and it will trickle out once again. Out the play it is Salone. He'll send a stretch pass down the ice. Trying to get to that was Kleidel, but the Marlboros, really key defensively, were able to take that away. It's still loose in front, trying to get to it. And back, it's a quick shot there, Pallone. And the rebound ensues. Kleidel holds the zone, trying to look for it down low. And they try to get it back. Here's Pallone with the shot, still loose. And once again, Blake Salone makes the save.
Well, you can really tell the Rangers want to utilize their point on the power play there. You saw a lot of shots from Simon Wang on that power play. They just tried to get shots through to the net from the line, trying to create rebounds, but Jaden Nelson, just such great rebound control, has made that really difficult for the Rangers here.
Jaden Nelson just looking very calm in this net thus far. Here's Charq now. Sending that over to Delzato. Unable to hold the blue line. Back with it there, Delzato bodied off the puck, but was able to make the first pass. And the puck is sent down. Going after it now is Hunter Payton below the blue line. Able to steal it in front, trying to feed that back over to Rosella, but just unable to get the shot through. Quick shot from Palone, and Jaden Nelson gloves it down once again.
Nelson just again doing a great job tracking the puck, and he just leaves no rebound at all. He swallows up the puck on impact, doesn't have to scramble to grab a rebound at all, and just doesn't leave any second chance opportunities for the Rangers here, which is what they're looking for. And for the Rangers, they got to try and switch things up. Maybe try and make Jaden Nelson move around a little bit more with that man advantage they have.
We see some changing bodies on the Marlies. We did see a bit of a post-whistle scrum after that latest shot. But we get set back up, and we're underway once again from Victoria Village. Trying to feed that in front, loose! And they just weren't able to get that through. Another chance the other way! That was a shot there by Delzato, but it appears
There's another penalty.
Another penalty coming up, and it appears two players are heading to the penalty box.
It'll just be one. It looks like Gabe Smith heading to the box. So just as the penalty expires, the penalty problems continues for the Marlboros. And the Rangers are given another opportunity to get back into this game. See if they can finally solve Jaden Nelson.
For the Rangers, they have to be thinking that this is the one they need to score in. Let's see if they can make it happen as the puck goes out of play.
And for the Rangers, like you said, they feel like they need to score here. 6:40 to go in the first period. They really want to be preferably even terms by the time they get to the second, but to get one going into the break would be really important for them. Another power play opportunity. They feel this is the moment they have to do it.
Into the offensive zone now, Mustafi picks it up. Sending it down low for Rosella, back to Mustafi. Charq unable to read that pass, and he's forced back. As they begin the breakout once again. At the other end now, Mustafi crushed there by the Marlies, sending a message in the neutral zone.
That's a huge hit. You can see the stick taps from the bench after that one, and that's a tone-setting hit. And it'll really set the Marlboros up for the rest of this game and the rest of this penalty kill. If they can get those Rangers feeling a little bit more tentative as they go through the neutral zone, it'd make a huge difference.
The puck is sent in by Logan Machode, and Rosella keeps it in along the half wall. Okavita now with it, sending it over now. Back to Charq. Here's Okavita now. Down low feed for Mustafi. He's bodied down, and trying to assist him there is Michaud jumping in, but it's a chance now. Potential breakaway opportunity there for Cooper Drennan, denied. And here is Mustafi. Far side shot! Had the top corner open, but was unable to pick it, and we'll see changing bodies on North York. Out to play it now is Nelson, and he's forced back. Here's a quick shot. Palone, rebound in front! And Nelson makes the save.
Jaden Nelson had to scramble a little bit there. He stepped out of the net to clear the puck, but then had to scramble back in as the Rangers got that shot from the point. But once again, just so calm and composed is Jaden Nelson in all situations, even when he has to chase the puck down like that. He's just such a good job at being calm and composed and making the saves that he needs to make.
And the Marlies are able to get to it, as North York just trying to play a dump and chase style on the power play just to try to battle forward, but the Marlies forecheck making it difficult. Kieran Matowski will dump it in once again. One last chance on the power play now, the fourth of this period for North York. Some nifty footwork there by the Marlies as they'll begin the breakout themselves. Back with it there is Drennan in front as the defenseman Luke Trajewska was jumping in on the rush. But kept in by Katzen now, trying to send that in with Lane heading in down low. It is Lane back in front of the net! Still down was Salone, but it somehow stayed out. And they bring it back in. Marley still holding the zone. Battling away for it is Katzen. I'll send it in down low. Going after it now. Here's Witowski. Aiden Lane putting it on goal off the pad of Salone, but kept in by Katzen. He's done it twice. Off the half wall now, they'll send a puck up, and Aiden Lane will go after it, and the Rangers will just dump it all the way down to get the line change, as the icing will be called.
So now for the Marlies, they're finally getting some 5-on-5 play and a chance to play in the offensive zone. And they're taking advantage here. They're pushing the Rangers. They got a great chance there as they had Blake Sloan just about down and out, unable to bury it, but they're pushing here to try and extend their lead.
And it's North York winning that face-off as they go for a rush. Here's North York. Matthias, or rather, back the other way was Evan Scott jumping in. And here's William Moore now. It's a 2-on-1. Here is Catherine with Moore springing in, but he was bodied off the puck, and Nolan Turnbull will just put it on goal. And the rebound ensues. With it now is Peyton. And past the offensive blue line there, he'll skate it in himself. Kleidel will help. Kleidel will send it through the middle wing with the shot on goal, and another rebound off the pad off Nelson. And it's brought back in once again. North York able to regain possession in the neutral zone. Trying to strip him off the puck, but Toronto will get to it first. Here's William Moore settling it down. As he's trouble gaining the zone, but here's Gabe Smith with it. Gabe Smith will circle back. He'll play keep away from Delzato as he puts it on goal, and the rebound will find the stick of Moore. Here is Stark with it. A quick shot for Lane, just missing the goal. Back the other way now with it is Mustafa. He sent it on goal, and it was played out by Nelson, and it's Jeremy Martin with it. Martin will find Stark. Matthias Stark will try to feed that back in front. Jeremy Martin was open, but unable to find the loose puck. Quick shot there by Drennan, unable to get past the body of Michaud. The puck is brought back out once again, and here's Mustafa. Had to be careful. Gabe Smith on him, but almost was able to drive to the net, but it appears another penalty will be called on Gabriel Smith.
And this is just great hard work there from Ali Mustafa, driving that lane, getting towards the net, and he forces Gabe Smith to take the penalty there. Otherwise, he would have been home free in alone. For Gabe Smith, already been in the box in this game, but that's a penalty that you kind of have to take, trying to keep Ali Mustafa away from the front of the net.
And it will be the 5th power play of this period for North York. And they've been given another opportunity here. And just from good play of getting that inner positioning, let's see if they can pay off. Sent all the way around Okavita with it. Back over to Mustafa. Here's Rosella now playing it along the boards for Palone. Back to Mustafa now. He'll send it in deep. He has Rosella with him to help, and he'll put it on goal once again. Glove down by Nelson.
Nelson has just been such a frustrating goaltender for these North York Rangers. They've been unable to beat them despite trying so many different things with their power play on their 5th chance right now. They just haven't been able to find a way through.
To scramble at the draw, and it's brought back for Okavita. Quick shot wing, and it's another stop for Jaden Nelson.
And Simon Wang continuing to shoot from the top there. He loves to get that shot off from the point, but he's been unable to beat Jaden Nelson so far. And for the Rangers, they're looking to set him up, but continuing to look for other looks and trying to spread out the defense here is going to be crucial if they want to capitalize on this power play.
Toronto trying to clear the zone, but it's Wang holding the blue line. Mustafa on the half wall now will win that battle, sending it in for Rosella. Rosella will skate around and look for options now. And it's a quick pass over to Wang. Shot, rebound! And that just falls loose. But another chance now. Quick shots! Rosella unable to get to it, but it's picked up by Mustafa. Mustafa down low for Rosella, trying to feed that back in front for Okavita, but the best chance on this power play sequence thus far for North York tonight. Trying to win another puck battle, and they do. Here's Rosella now cutting to the middle. Back to Wayne. Shot, rebound, score! It's Ali Mustafa on the rebound, and it's a 1-goal game.
And what do you know? It starts with the Simon Wang shot from the line, just a booming one-time slap shot, gets through the traffic, the rebound comes out for Mustafa, and he makes no mistake. He buries it, and finally, on their 5th attempt, the Rangers' power play strikes and makes this a 2-1 game.
36.1 to play in this opening period of Game 2, and it is now 2-1 Toronto. Played in there by Charkey, and now they try to capitalize on this momentum. After it now brought back to Charkey, quick shot! It was blocked in front by Jajuska, and he's able to redirect it over into the boards. North York, though, holds the zone. Brought back in down low. Another chance now trying to feed that in, but it is Nelson able to reach around and make that high save.
So 9 seconds to go now, and the Rangers are going to try and put pucks on net here. They have the momentum. They have the advantage right now. And if they could tie the game and make it a 30-minute game with a 2-2 tie, they would love to do that in the final few seconds.
And is Toronto winning that draw? Just will play it safe as Joe, and that will do it for the opening 15 at Victoria Village, with the Toronto Marlboros leading 2-1 over the North York Rangers.
And the story of that first period has to be Jaden Nelson and the Marlboros penalty killing. 5 different times the Marlboros went to the box, and 4 of them they managed to kill off. The Rangers finally strike in the final minute on their most recent power play, and the Marlies will look to rebound from that. The Rangers will look to take that advantage into the second period with some momentum.
Who were your standouts for the Marlies in terms of the opening 10 minutes when they were playing on 5-on-5 and not being undisciplined?
Well, Matthias Stark was really good. I noticed he had a lot of speed in transition, and that's what ended up giving him that goal, which currently stands as the go-ahead goal on that pass on the odd man rush. And I also really liked Lev Katzen and his speed in transition, just a really quick player. And we know he's known for his speed in this league, and he used it to burn those Rangers defenders on multiple occasions.
What is it about North York Rangers blue liner Simon Wang when it comes to his point shot and how deceptive it can be in its release and tricking goaltenders?
Well, he's just so good at getting it through traffic and finding ways to get it on net through bodies and just making sure that it creates rebounds. And that's how he got that assist on the Rangers goal in that first period, just getting a shot through traffic in front of the net, creating a rebound, and Ali Mustafa buried it in that occasion, and he's got teammates who can bury it on this team.
William Moore out there with Jeremy Martin, both projected to be top 20 picks in this upcoming OHL draft. Let's see if they can generate some magic here in the second, or if the North York Rangers are just finding their footing. We're at center ice, and we are underway in this second period from Victoria Village with the Marlies winning the faceoff. It is Jajuska now circling back, and he'll send a cross-ice feed to Martin. Trickling pass hops over the stick of Moore, but it's played back in by Delalce. Martin will feed it for Jajuska now, and he'll enter the zone and has a far side shot gloved down by Blake Salone.
Well, the Marlies will want to keep putting shots on net and challenging the Rangers goaltender here as they try and rebuild that momentum that they had in the first period. You can't let the Rangers start feeling themselves after that late first period goal.
And it's another face-off one. Here's Matthias Stark trying to make a nifty move, winding up for the slap shot rebound! And Martin had a grade A chance, but was denied point blank.
And it's those rebound chances that you need to get, especially in the playoffs. Checking is tighter. It's harder to get those clean shots through. So getting a shot off a rebound is such a great way to score late in the season and in important games like this one.
It's another offensive zone face-off. It's a scramble for another point shot. Back over the other way. With it now is Sabatini. It's a potential breakaway chance. The other way, Evan Scott. Backhand chance for Giordano. Unable to connect on the rebound as we have a stoppage of play.
Well, as those Rangers flew into the offensive zone, they knocked the net off. So we'll get a chance to reset here, but that's a great chance. The Rangers shaking their heads here as they came close to tying the game.
And we'll have a face-off just outside the offensive blue line for North York as the referees put the net back in its moorings. And only the first 48 seconds, but already quite eventful for Toronto as they like to keep that up and score the next goal in this game. Aiden Lane with a burst of speed, putting it on goal. Rebound! Unable to get that onto the net once again. But it's Nolan Turnbull with it, sending it up the ice. Back the other way now for Joe, and we'll have another stoppage of play and perhaps another penalty called.
As we take a look to see if there will be a penalty on the play here. Doesn't appear to be the case. We will remain 5-on-5, so I'm sure neither team will complain too much about that after all the man advantage play we had in the first.
And it held in by Katzen at the blue line, but North York is able to prevail. Matthew Kleidel now trying to battle away for it. Back the other way now is Coolmont. Sending it up the ice there for Okovita. Nolan Turnbull will send a cross-ice feed the other way. And here are the Marlboros off the entry. Trying to put it on goal there was Witowski, but it's another rebound in front. Wraparound chance. But forced back here is Lane. On goal now off the blocker of Salone. And back into the neutral ice they get it too. Here the Rangers just putting it on net, and Nelson makes the stop.
Another good save from Jaden Nelson on that long shot. But now the Rangers earn themselves a chance to get a face-off in the offensive zone and start to turn the tides of this period after the Marlboros get a few good chances of their own in the offensive zone.
This will be the first offensive zone face-off of the period for North York, and it's won back by the Marlboros. It's kept in, though, by Lee as they try to bring that back the other way. Here are the Marlies. Nifty work there. Martin trying to cut to the zone, but called down on the play. Another entry now as they try to get to it. Quick shot there off the attack was Drennan. It's another chance there. Delalche holds the zone, and we have another stoppage of play along the boards.
So as play stops here, we'll see where the face-off comes, but more good play from the Marlies here to get the puck up into the offensive zone. They've been the better team in this game other than their discipline, so they're going to want to keep this going, and it looks like they're going to get a chance on the power play here as a Ranger heads to the box. So the Marlies, after giving up 5 power play opportunities, will finally get one of their own.
And here are the Marlies now winning the face-off. Brought back in Drajewska. Far side shot, quick shot, Drajewska! And it's a quick save made by Blake Salone.
That's a good setup from the Marlies to get that booming one-time shot from the point. Gets through to the net, but a good save made from Blake Sloan, and that keeps this a 1-goal game.
Drennan on the face-off, and it's held in by Delalche along the boards. Delalche is able to pick it off, trying to feed that through, but the North York penalty kill is able to get to it. As they are forced back, it's a quick feed from Delalche, and that'll go too far, and it appears an icing will be called.
Well, it's a good start to this penalty kill for the North York Rangers as they earn that offensive zone face-off and force the Marlies all the way back down the ice. And the Marlies need to get up on the rush quickly here if they don't want to lose too much time on the man advantage.
It's face-off one taken by KJ Eccleston, one of the key penalty killers on this North York squad, but Marlies regained possession. Here's William Moore with a burst of speed as he's turned back. Fighting for it there along the boards. He has Martin with him. Here's Jeremy Martin with it. Back in front. Trying to find Moore from the slot. Quick play though by Turnbull. Quick shot! And they score! Jeremy Martin has made it 3-1 on the power play.
And the Marlies special teams continuing to be a huge difference maker in this series as they strike on the power play to make it 3-1 for the North York Rangers. They're going to be shaking their heads over the 4 missed power play opportunities as they go down 3-1 now, and they'll have to claw their way back from 2 goals down again in this game.
And Jaden, I had wondered about Jeremy Martin, who had been a bit slow in this game thus far relative to expectation, and he answered in a big way on the power play.
Well, that's what these Marlies do. They're always willing to answer to their expectations, and that's why they're a contender for the GTHL championship this season.
Adam Coleman put the shot on goal, and it's gloved down by Jaden Nelson, as North York will get its second offensive zone draw of the period.
The Marlies have done such a good job on these faceoffs, especially in their defensive zone, and that's what's allowed them to get the puck up the ice quickly and hold the Rangers back from those long bouts of offensive zone pressure.
On the draw there is Stark and Delzato as they scramble away for it. Abu-Marie gets to it quickly. There's a point shot by Colmon trying to feed that back in front for Giordano, but it just falls through. Odd man attack now for the Marlies. It's a far side chance, and the rebound just goes too wide. Aiden Lane battling for it now, and it was redirected off the stick of Sabatini and brought back out. Sent along the boards now with it. Simon Wang will play it out. Trying to lift the stick of Turnbull, but Joe now on the counterattack. Jason Joe has it as he heads down low. Surveying his options, he'll send it back in deep for Aiden Lane. With it, there's Lev Katzen in the corner trying to jam it out, but just went over the stick, and Abu-Marie has it and will send it up the ice for Evan Scott, as we'll have an icing called on the play, so the Marlies now will have the offensive zone face-off.
And for the Rangers now, this is a huge face-off. They're trying to rebuild momentum once again. They know that if they get a goal here, they can claw their way back, but they want to get one, preferably by the end of this period. You don't want to go down into 2-0, or down 2 goals into the third.
And it's a foot race for it now. Katarin just unable to find it, so it's the Rangers bringing it back up past the red line. With it there, trying to feed it to the middle of the ice, going down hard on the sequence, but was able to feed it over to Charcu. They'll have to scramble back with it now. And surveying their options behind the goal, and the Marlies will begin the breakout. Into the neutral zone with speed, but it's the counterattack of North York, and they generate the turnover on the sequence. Out the play, it was Nelson. He turned back quickly, and here's Lee, the call-up on the half wall, trying to get to it. As it's brought back out once again. Here's Lee now back in, and it'll be nicely called on the play.
Well, a good try on that stretch pass to set up the breakaway chance, but instead it's an icing call against Toronto. And so we'll come all the way back into the Marlboros zone here.
Quick point shot there. It's one back by Turnbull, and it's a potential 2-on-1 the other way. Here is Stark, poked off in transition by the North York defender, and it's brought back out for a 1-on-1 attack. On the goal there was Rosella, feeding it around the boards. Back after it, now unable to spot Wang, so here is Matthias Stark back over to William Moore! And that just missed the inner post, or it could be 4-1. Here's Giordano with the shot, just missing wide of the goal. Brought back out now, trying to connect with Wang. But it's Stark now with an interesting pass. Jeremy Martin laying the body, and will take the call in the process.
Well, the more bad discipline here from the Toronto Marlboros. Jeremy Martin, his eyes lit up like dollars when he saw that Ranger coming through the neutral zone with his head down, but he makes the hit, gets called. I think it's going to be an interference call. So now the Rangers will get another chance on the power play, 1 for 5 thus far.
For the Rangers, only down 3-1. Have a chance to bring it within 1 again. On the man advantage, their 6th power play of the game. Let's see if they can connect once again. The face-off is won back by Toronto as they spring it out. It's a 2-on-1, short-handed. On the far side, shot on goal! And Kotzen unable to connect on the feed to Joe. North York now trying to send it up the ice. It's a quick speed. Here's Rosella in transition. Trying to feed that back over the other way. Trying to spot Wang, but he's forced back. In the neutral zone now, it's sent all the way down the other end. Mustafa directing traffic as we see changing bodies on the ice for both sides. It seems the power play entry is what North York has struggled with thus far in this game.
Well, yeah, the Marlies have done a good job at clogging up the neutral zone. Look out here is Jaden Nelson almost gave it away, but the Marlies have done a good job of shutting down the neutral zone.
It's a short-handed breakaway! Still loose, and Aiden Lane has scored! Aiden Lane on the rebound!
As the Marlies have made it 4-1, short-handed. Aiden Lane once again coming up huge, as that's such a disheartening goal for the North York Rangers.
Well, you know what they say, it was 4-1, and for North York, they want to believe that with still over 22 minutes of action, they can perhaps make this a game. But they still have a minute of power play time here, and it starts with just getting that one lucky bounce. Simon Wang activating to the rush as the defenseman. Was prepared to battle for the puck there and knows he has the trust of his forward to cover for him. Out to play the puck there was Salone as they begin to break out themselves. Here's Palone with it. There's dropping it back for Eccleston. Eccleston will look for options. Quick pass to Wang off the blocker of Nelson. And it's Cotterin with it. Joseph Cotterin will be unable to keep that out. And this time it will be successful. And it goes off the pad. Have to be careful. Look out. And they still almost have it. Where is it? Marlies have it now in the offensive end. Sebastian Delalce battling for it. And Blake Salone nearly got caught twice.
Penalty's over now for Toronto, so back to even strength once again.
And here's a one-on-one. Matthew Kleidel can't muster up the shot on that sequence, but Eccleston will help him out. Trying to send it on goal. Rebound! Evan Scott unable to get to it. Trying to send it cross-size feed over the other way as a player went down awkwardly in the defensive zone. Here's Marlies on the counter-attack. Joseph Cotterin, some nifty work there around the boards. Tried to go for the wrap around, but he was taken down. Here's a point shot. Winded up there by Cotterin. And the defensive end now is North York. Unable to break it out now as the Marlies generate a turnover. Here's Trajuska. Feeding that back over to William Moore. Moore has it now. We'll send it all the way back down the other end. And look out, it could be a break for North York, but they are forced back once again. Here's the speedy Luke Trajuska in his own end. Will feed it for Delalce, and back out they come. Beginning this attack here is Matthias Stark. Nifty move! Unable to generate the chance in front of the net. It was poked out in front by North York. William Moore, trusted for his two-way abilities, can really help settle down a play. And it's brought back out now by the Rangers. Here's Giordano with it, leading the attack. Putting it on goal and unable to reach the net with it as Palone jumped up in it. And it's now a 4-on-2. Here is Joe now. Trying to feed that back for Stark, but he'll just drive it in and they'll maintain offensive zone pressure. North York trying to break it up, but it was picked out in the neutral zone. And look out. Sprawling forward there. And North York has their own break. A potential 2-on-1. Here is Giordano. Joshua Giordano in front. And wasn't able to get that through. Matteo Sabatini, known for being one of the best defensive defensemen in this OHL draft, was with Giordano every step of the way.
And our play will be blown dead here after that odd man rush and just a great defensive play there from Sabatini, just completely shutting down that passing lane on the odd man rush, forcing Giordano to the corner and making him take a low percentage shot.
Just under 4:40 to play in this second period, with North York leading 3-1. Here's Joe with it now. Trying to get that through in front! Or rather, it is 4-1. And here's Lane sending it all the way down the ice. North York scrambling for it. As Turnbull has a conversation with Hunter Payton post-whistle.
And that's on the icing call here, and you can see tempers starting to flare just a little bit. The Rangers certainly feeling frustrated, down 4-1 in this second period, and the Marlies certainly aren't going to let them go quietly in the corners. So things might get a little bit heated late in the second period, and the officials would need to be careful not to let things get out of hand.
Kieran Witowski off the draw, finds Turnbull, quick shot, rebound! And Witowski was out in front, but was unable to bang it home. Puck trickles down the other end, and Jaden Nelson had to come out and play it in. Body it down.
Yeah, that's a good play from the Rangers, putting pressure on the goaltender there on that trickling puck, forcing Jaden Nelson to hang on to it. And instead of the Marlies just coming right back out with it, it's an offensive zone face-off for North York, which they haven't had a lot of in this second period.
KJ Eccleston, the centerman, will take the offensive zone face-off. Wang is able to keep it in play, and going after it is Eccleston. Rosella now is able to hold the zone, surveying his options. Eccleston trying to feed that back in front for Payton, but unable to find the back of the net. Along the boards, a quick shot there by Wang. Looking up was Nelson, had no idea where it was, but unable to reach the net once again. Simon Wang from the point, quick shots! Another rebound ensues. Here's Wang holding the blue line. Nifty work there. Simon Wang with a shot! Trying to feed that through, quick shot, Payton far side. Just unable to reach the net. But best shift of this period for North York. Here's Hunter Payton now with a quick spinorama, trying to feed that back in front. Wang with another shot. It's loose in front, and it's gloved down by Jaden Nelson.
Well, as you said, that's probably the best shift these North York Rangers have had, maybe in this entire game. As they put pressure on the Marlies, they move the puck well, and they get it to the net. Jaden Nelson are unable to solve that goaltender right now. He's so good in this game.
Simon Wang was able to dictate that shift almost single-handedly and was just generating high amounts of shot volume. And it's brought back the other way now by the Marlboros, as William Morris forced to circle back as Matthias Stark tried to intercept it, but it's the Rangers on the counterattack. Here's Gianfranco Rosella with a burst of speed, taken down by Moore, who's laid down his second open ice hit of this game.
And again, a lot of physicality. Jaden Nelson went down pretty hard there, and he's back on his feet now, which is good to see. I hope everyone's all right after a bit of a bout of physicality there, and we'll see if anyone heads to the box.
And we'll see indeed Jaden Nelson just skating that off. We've seen how good he's been in this game. He will continue play. With it now there, it's the puck enters the neutral zone. It's brought back over off the stick of Martin and out. With the Rangers forecheck forcing them back. Just under 2:30 minutes to play in this second period. William Moore, quick shot on goal off the pad of Salone and brought back out. It's Moore with it once again. Putting it on goal. William Moore just falling short on that play, and it's brought back out there by the Rangers. Battling for it there is Rosella, looking for options. Yu was forced back, and here is Moore. Rangers were able to get to that defensively as they look to really generate some pressure here in these final minutes of the second. Try to really build on this shift heading into the third and make this a hockey game. Jeremy Martin now will spring it up for Lev Katzen. But Logan Matrode was able to get to it first, and they'll send it back out just over to the red line. Here is Katzen now. It was sent in down low, but kept in play there by Witkowski. With it now the other way. Or Toronto. It's Matteo Sabatini. Took the hit to make the play, but they keep it alive. Here's Aiden Lane now, sending it in down low. Lev Katzen trying to feed that back in front, but he'll have to hold on to it. Back down now. It's a foot race for Joe. Unable to get that through, but the Marlies will kill off some valuable time. Delzato will play it all the way down the ice as we enter the final minute of this second period. Sabatini down low with it. Will get some assistance from Lane. He was taken down hard. They're still going at it. behind the play, but it's a 3-on-2 now. Lane dropping it back for Katzen, and he fell down in the process. Look out. Here is Kleidel trying to feed that back to Delzato. Okovita was open for the cross-size feed, but unable to get that through. Here are the Marlies now with it. The puck is sent down low, and it's left at the half wall. Still going after it. It's in the corner. Trying to poke after it now just over the reach of Turnbull, and Kleidel will skate after it and gets to it first. Body down hard by Anthony DiCarlo, and that will do it for second period action at Victoria Village. The Toronto Marlboros leading 4-1 over the North York Rangers.
Well, the Marlies really took control of the game in that period, just dominating with their puck movement, with their speed, and with their physicality. And that's why they're up 4-1 here. And for the North York Rangers, just unable to capitalize on their many man advantage chances is coming back to cost them here in this second period. And they'll look back on those 5 first period power plays with a lot of regret.
But nonetheless, we still have 15 minutes to play here at Victoria Village. The Toronto Marlies and North York Rangers. For Jaden Ho, I'm Jordan Jacklin. Stay tuned for the 6 hockey in the 6. At Victoria Village, Jaden Ho, this is Jordan Jacklin. As we continue here, Toronto Marlboros leading 4-1 over the North York Rangers. Still loud crowd here in the village, and they're hoping they get there. As a puck is underway now, Rangers tried to get to it on the backhand, unable to follow through. It's brought back out now by the Marlies. Trying to get to it. It's an odd man rush for Stark, but just skipped over his stick, and he's forced back to remain onside. Del Alce has it. Wasn't a quick feed over to Martin, who's forced back. As the Rangers, Jaden, are clearly just looking to get a goal very quickly on, and then suddenly you might have over 10 minutes worth to try to score 2, and maybe that seems more of a likely possibility.
Well, yeah, for the Rangers, they need to be all over the Marlies early, but for Toronto, you're going to be trying to take advantage of their aggressiveness here.
And it's another chance there. William Moore batting for it behind the net. Still loose in front of the net. Jeremy Martin trying to double down, but just falling short in the process. As KJ Eccleston will just play it in, and both teams will head for the line change. In the defensive end now are the Marlies trying to send it back out. Scrambling for it, there is Lane. Is able to feed it through, and it'll be a foot race for it. One back by the Rangers, but another turnover generated. Here is Sabatini leading the rush, and far side shot the other way, but it's gloved down by Salone.
Marley falling down after the play there, but the Rangers just haven't been able to get much time in the offensive zone through the first minute and a half of this third period, so they're going to need to try and get up into the offensive end if they want to try and tie this game here.
Trying to get to it now along the half wall. Sending it up to Joe! And Joe trying to find his second of the game. Another open, nice collision down low. The Marlies continue to set the tone in terms of physicality. As it's a Sabatini taken down now. And North York responds. Breakaway chance! And they just missed the net on the attempt from Aiden Lane. Aiden Lane almost could have doubled down himself. But here's Joe along the half wall now. Taken down hard once again by North York. Turnbull in his own end there will be forced back by Delzato, but they'll spring it up the ice now for more. Here's Lev Katzen with a shot! And the rebound ensues all the way down the other end now for the Rangers. Another collision there with Turnbull behind the play, as we'll see a line change on both sides.
Whistle goes here, and looks like it might be a delayed offside call. We'll see what the whistle is for, but the Rangers finally getting a chance to set things up offensively here as they desperately try and get back into this game. They would love to get a goal in the next couple of minutes before the final 10.
Here's Mustafi there trying to bring it up for Abu Marie. Up the ice for Michaud, but it was picked off by the Marlies. With it, here is Witowski putting it on goal. Rebound! And Salone is able to clear the front of the net. It's held in by Toronto as they try to keep it in play, but they're forced back into the neutral zone. Out the play it is Salone now for his defenseman as they spring it up the ice the other way. On his knees to keep it out, but here's Giordano, far side shot! And unable to hit the net there, but it's kept alive. Mustafi with it. Mustafi will spring it back over to Zhu, but it just falls short. Here's Witowski with a quick shot, and it's off the pad of Salone. Taken down hard there once again, and the Marlies continue to be physical. And could we see more penalties called, or will they run the clock?
Doesn't look like they're going to call anything on this play, but certainly another goal or two for the Marlies, and we'll start thinking about running the clock to just try and get this game over with quickly. The Rangers obviously trying to avoid that, and they'd love a goal to get themselves back in striking distance.
Here is Stark now taking down his man hard and driving to the front of the net. Back the other way now. Loose in front, Martin! Delalce now from the point. Back over to Stark. He'll cut into the middle of the ice. Matthias Stark in front. What a move. And what an almost goal for number 44. Back the other way now is Michaud jumping in as a defenseman. He's in down low with it. Back over to Eccleston, but they'll spring out another pass. North York just trying to gain some offensive zone pressure and just trying to play with the puck more so than without it. Delalce now will try to regain possession at the red line, but we'll spring it back now for Stark. Stark can't get to it now. Both teams making it difficult in the neutral zone in transition. It's a battle for it in the corner, picked up by Kleidel. Kleidel will put it on goal, scramble in front of the net, but it's picked off by Delalce. And they'll try to get it up. He's being pressured by two Rangers, and they win it back. Quick shot! Unable to find it. Still loose in front. And the Marlies get to it as the net gets knocked off its mooring.
As the whistle goes for the net being knocked off here, and a good sequence there for the Rangers. Just a flurry of chances as they push the pace here and try and get back into the game. And that's what they need to do if they want to equalize here.
And we get set for the offensive zone face-off for North York as they win it back and keep it in play. Into the corner as they battle away for it. It's won back by Gabe Smith, but tied up there to Rosella. It's brought back out. Potential odd man attack for the Marlies. Trying to cut in. Nice move in front! And it was knocked off. Lev Katzen had a wide open chance, but once again, going hard to the net, the net gets knocked off its mooring.
Well, that's just a side effect of the physical playoff brand of hockey that both these teams are playing. Going hard to the dirty areas, crashing the crease, and ultimately it's always going to result in plays like that. Fortunately, the goaltenders have been pretty tough so far in this series to stick it out as the Marlies are onto the power play here.
So the Marlies have a chance to really put it away and perhaps get the score running with a goal here. And for the Rangers, they have one more chance to perhaps kill it off and maybe get a short-handed break as they bring it up the other way. Trying to get it through there was the defenseman and Logan Michaud, but he kills off some valuable time with Mustafi there with him, but now he'll have to run back. Here is Katzen off the entry, finding it over. Here's Katzen in front! And the net comes off again!
It's a bit goofy at this point, isn't it? Just 30 seconds after, it comes off again, so perhaps something wrong with the equipment here, but for the Rangers, now they get a chance to reset and rest their penalty killers a little bit, make a line change, and now Toronto will look to press their advantage with the offensive zone draw.
It's a battle for it now. One back over the Turnbull. Turnbull will be skated out. It's a breakaway chance now. Chris Pallone with the shot. Stopped by Nelson.
And you can see the frustration from Pallone there after the save. Nelson has been unbelievable against these North York Rangers tonight. They're frustration very clear in Paolone. You can see him get a stick tap and a little pat on the head from Simon Wang after that play, as he'll be regretting that one.
Here's Turnbull now with it in his own end, as they have 110 to play with on this man advantage. Trying to put it really out of the reach of these North York Rangers, nearly scoring on a shorthanded sequence, but look out. Here's Joseph Katarin with it, trying to drop that back, but nobody there with him. With it now at the other end, there was Witowski sending it over to Turnbull. Back to Katarin. That's the second unit on the ice for these Marlboros. Katarin, though, with the entry now, with some nifty work, putting it on goal. Unable to find the net there, but DeCarlo unable to keep it in play, and North York regains possession. Just killing off time once again. They'll send it all the way back out, but look at a quick change, and with a burst of speed, it's Jeremy Martin. Martin surveying his options. Will send it up the board, back for more. First unit on the ice now for Toronto. And with it now the other way, sending it over to Smith. Gabe Smith finds Martin. Martin over to Smith. Quick shot. In front! And down on all fours was Salone, as he scrambled to make that save.
Well, good puck movement there from the Marlies power play, just spreading out those Rangers defenders, and they're able to find that open look chance at the side of the net. Sloan making a great save there to keep this game within 3 for the Rangers.
And that'll do it for the power play. We're back at even strength with just under 8 minutes to go in Game 2 of this first round playoff series. And with a burst of speed now on the ice, score! Jeremy Martin's second of the night was a beauty.
What a play from Jeremy Martin, just flying in through the neutral zone. He splits the defense and he beats the goaltender Sloan to make this a 5-1 game. And that one might be the final nail in the coffin of the North York Rangers in this game. Just a dominant performance from the Marlies, and an unbelievable goal from Jeremy Martin caps it off there with 7:51 to play.
And it's won back by the Rangers now, trying to just find life at this point. It appears they will be going down 2-0 in this series, and will just need to collect themselves, as it could be put on the brink of elimination. Here's William Moore with a nice move, trying to feed that back in front. And William Moore is not done pushing the pace of play. The puck is played out. Nelson will get to it first. Gabe Smith had some trouble there defensively, but he gets some assistance from Katzen. Katzen will generate the zone exit now as they send it all the way back out. For a burst of speed, there was more, as Katzen took down his man hard. And Rosella. All the way down at the other end of the ice is Luke Jajuska. Feeding that back over to Delalce. Had to be careful there in his own end, but was able to settle it down. Was DeCarlo. Here is Joe with it now, cutting to the middle of the ice. Score! Jason Zoe joining in on the action. His second of the game.
And it's 6-1 Toronto now, and you can see the disheartening effect of that goal. The Rangers just trying to get something out of the last few minutes of this game, and that is going to be no help. Down by 5 in Game 2 of this playoff series, and a disappointing way to lose this second game. And now they just got to try and regroup for Game 3.
And Nelson there will let it play, as Rosella now will battle away for it. Just playing not to allow another goal at this point, as we'll have an offside called.
Oh, with the offside call here, time will continue to tick down off the clock, it looks like. So clock will run down. No stoppages with whistles, which is just another nail in the coffin of these Rangers. Less time to work with as they're down by 5.
And at this point, they're just trying to really just create a spark, perhaps, in these final 6 minutes to get themselves feeling motivated again for Game 3. This was a back-to-back, remember, so not so surprising that the results were sort of like this. but it's brought back out in front once again. Wang trying to keep it in play, but the Marlies will be able to clear. And it's a double hit there at the red line as Joseph Cotterin went down hard from the Marlies.
Well, for the Rangers, that's a good play to make. Just trying to set the tone physically here in the final minutes and give the Marlies something to think about going into Game 3. Try and get under their skin a little bit because you're going to need to win 3 straight games against this team if you want to come back in this series now.
There's clearly some words being said on both the sides as we now see Kieran Witowski and Cooper Drennan being escorted off the ice here, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see some players getting told soon to stay off the ice for the remainder of this game.
Well, in the lopsided victory like this, I'm sure the coaches won't be too bothered to comply with that. Trying to keep those players off the ice. They don't want to end up with a suspension or a penalty late in this game. Just trying to keep things calm for the remaining 4 minutes and change.
Quick shot off the draw, off the pad of Salone, and it's won back by Okavita. Trying to start up the rush now for the Rangers. Pass over the stick there of Michaud. With it, here is Okavita now for rush chance. Is able to try to get around to Carlo, just barely able to do so, but he keeps it in play. Marlies win it back though. Here is William Moore now. Another rush chance, driving to the middle of the ice! Off the pad of Salone, and the brilliance of William Moore on display.
Well, the Marlies just have so much of that high-end talent. The William Moores, the Jeremy Martins, and they've been showing why they're high-end talents in this game tonight. And for the North York Rangers, there's sometimes not much you can do when you're up against such great players, except sit back and watch. And unfortunately, they're on the receiving end of it in this game, but it's just a brilliant team that the Marlies have here.
Cotterin unable to hold the blue line as it's brought back out for Jadruska. Played out the other way by Turnbull, and they'll send it up the ice, and it's another rush chance here for Turnbull jumping in, or rather Aiden Lane with it. This time Turnbull will send it back to Joe. Jason Joe looking for the hat trick. Quick shot! And just over the net. Rebound in front! Another stop by Salone. Here's another quick shot by Trajewska. And it's stopped once again by Salone. Bodies flying! Everyone's getting into the action now!
And again, that frustration from a long, difficult game for the Rangers boiling over a dog pile in the goal. There's lots of bodies and lots to sort out for the officials here.
It might take 3 minutes just to get everybody out of here.
There's still massive bodies in Blake Sloan's crease. The officials just trying to dig all of these players out. And for the Marlies, you got to be careful here. You're the team that's ahead. You can't afford to take a stupid penalty or take a suspension in the final seconds of a game that at this point means nothing. But looks like everything is sorted here. We'll see if anyone heads off to the box.
We're now seeing multiple players exit the ice for presumably the final time by the looks of it. And yes, we do see players now walking down to the change rooms on both sides. Their nights are finished after that, and just 2 minutes remaining here, and they'll try to get it done as fast as they can, Jaden.
Well, it's starting to come into question whether or not the play will continue at all in this game. Just 1:50 to go, running clock as we mentioned, and lots to discuss for the officials here. So there's a real possibility that we've seen the last of this game. As looks like teams are heading to the bench, trying to determine what's going on here. And in a 6-1 game, looks like it's just about wrapped up.
And conversations continuing at the red line now with the players remaining on the ice. Looks like Aiden Lane, Jason Joe, Gabe Smith are heading back to the bench now. Just talking to their coaches. Sort of just reflecting mid-process here as it appears this game will likely be over now and it appears no more action will be played.
And for the Marlies, they're certainly congratulating themselves. It looks like we may have some hope for a bit of action as we have a Ranger heading to the box here. So it looks like they're starting to sort out the penalties, but running out of time here. 49 seconds to try and figure this out.
It's a 5-minute major by the looks of it, or maybe yes, it will be a 5-minute major played out there. As we'll see a face-off now. It appears at center ice, or rather we are heading down the other way now with it. So.
And I think they're just going to call it here. The Marlies go to celebrate with Jaden Nelson, who is excellent in a resounding 6-1 victory.
You said it, Jaden. The Toronto Marlboros win 6-1 over the North York Rangers at Victoria Village in Game 2 of this first round series. That means the Marlies have put the Rangers on the brink of elimination. Stay tuned for that game in the coming days on the 6 Hockey YouTube channel. For Jaden Ho, I'm Jordan Jacklin, and thanks for watching.